Alright guys, UFC 244 is now in the books. Now before going into this one, we the fans knew that this fight was going to be different. This was a BMF fight. The crowd in New York knew this was a BMF fight. Bruce Buffer knew this was a BMF fight. Even Dan Mergliotta knew this was a BMF fight. Unfortunately, somebody forgot to tell the doctor that this was a BMF fight. Tell me, what did you think of that stoppage?
The crowd spoke for me. I thought it was a sorry stoppage. You know, I'm not a doctor. I don't even mean to knock the guy on his profession, but buddy, you should not be able to practice anything anymore in any state with that call. The wound is still fresh for me to talk about it, Eric.
To be honest, that was a bad cut.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've seen
worse?
Yeah, we've seen worse cuts happen in MMA, and the fight continued. Let's be real, Masvidal was tearing Nate up for those 3 rounds. Nate Diaz couldn't deal with the explosiveness. Anytime he tried to force his way into the pocket, like he usually does, and start landing with the volume, Jorge Masvidal would just explode on him, either with big overhand, right?
Elbows,
kicks, body kicks. Those body kicks were vicious.
Yeah, great plan with the American top team, negating Nate's constant persistence. Going into his last 2 rounds, Nate was so far behind the cards, and he was going to have to win by knockout, which is, you know, not Nate's style, or win by submission, which could happen, but highly unlikely.
Masvidal was still fresh going into those championship rounds, so to be honest, if it would have continued, I would have seen a little more of the same. Even if Nate Diaz were to start getting the better of those exchanges in those last couple of rounds.
He was still down 3 rounds.
Yeah, you could have scored round 2 or 3, a 10-8 even, the way he was just dominating in there.
I mean, I knew going into this fight, Nate was going to lose the first 2 rounds. He usually does before he starts to pick his opponents apart, 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. Yeah. But you're down 3 rounds. Good luck on coming back and winning a fight, especially with a guy who's still fresh, like Masvidal was. I hope to see what kind of adjustments, if this rematch actually happens, with the Diaz camp.
Just about to get into that, you know, as much as the crowd was disappointed, so was Masvidal and so was Nate Diaz. Masvidal saying right away that he wants to give Nate Diaz that rematch. What do you think about that?
I want to see it, obviously, but my questions have been answered with this fight. I mean, Nate has one particular style of fighting. He's not going to change.
What do you think about his excuse in there?
That's every Nate Diaz fight. And I'm serious. You go back and look. Nate Diaz always has an excuse for everything. When he loses, oh, I'm not 100%. You know, no one's 100% in any fight. So him saying that I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised, mother effer. Not knocking on Nate, but everyone knows what to expect. You know, I did pick him to win this fight, but honestly, I was talking to you earlier about this. You know, I'm pretty sure Dana was hoping that Masvidal wins because he's better on the mic, he's more charismatic, he'll be a better suit for being the face of his company. I don't know if y'all watch his video vlogs. Dude's very entertaining, great on the mic. Dana can sell a lot of pay-per-views because he not only is entertaining, he actually brings the fight. So I mean, they say they want to run it back, but I don't think they're going to run it back.
I was going to say, as much as money as there probably is in that rematch, I'd prefer not to see it because, let's be honest about this fight, it was a spectacle more than anything. It really had no other meaning other than to please the fans. And like I said in our previous video, Masvidal is an actual contender. And, you know, with a win like this, as anticlimactic as it was, it still raises his star power. And now he's, in my opinion, still right in line to face the winner of Covington and Usman, which is coming up toward the end of the year. Joe Rogan seems to really want this BMF belt to...
Oh, they're on sale. He can buy one. You know? I don't know what you're waiting for, Joe.
What do you think about them continuing to...
No. Just like interim titles, don't need them, don't care for them.
I think the outcome of this fight killed the mood a little bit.
Yeah, definitely killed the momentum. No one really took the belt seriously. It doesn't really hold any weight whatsoever. They're going to have a rematch for the belt, for the BMF belt? I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be a huge priority in the UFC right now.
You know, I'd just like to see this whole BMF spectacle put to rest now. You know, we had our fun. It's time to move on. Time to get real. Now, co-main event, big congratulations to Darren Till. Fought a brilliant game plan, keeping his distance, using those leg kicks to try to stifle the movement of Gastelum. Wasn't all that of a fight though, and I really don't want to get into it too much. The highlights I really want to get into are Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee making a big comeback in the lightweight division against the undefeated Gregor Gillespie, handing him his first loss. Brilliant game, keeping that stance really low, anticipating the wrestling of Gregor Gillespie. Gregor Gillespie was taking it to him as well, but you just see the power and the reach of Lee in there just prevailed, and he makes a big statement. What did you think about it?
Kevin Lee better thank his lucky stars about those with those Canadians up there in TriStar. We always known Kevin Lee was a good fighter, a real good fighter. He just had trouble, you know, with his gas tank, getting a little too eager. Gets a little eager in there, gets a little excited.
Yeah.
A little little bit. But it seems like he has found a home, found some good guys. Tell him, hey, take it easy there, champ. You're right there. You're at the cusp. Let me refine you and see what we got here. No, I mean, I thought it was spectacular.
Everything about it. I mean, not only his performance, but the way he carried himself after the fight. You know, not calling for a title shot. Saying he wants to work his way up. Faraz Zahabi over in the TriStar Gym is a very well-respected coach, and the things he did with Gillespie, hopefully that can rub off on Kevin Lee now. Kevin Lee has so much potential. We all seen it. Hopefully now he can live up to it.
So what you're really trying to say is our baby boy's all grows up now.
Yeah.
He's all grows up now.
Biggest advice to him though is you got to take a shower after training, man. No more staph infections.
No, buddy. I'm not saying that TriStar's not cleaning their mats properly or improperly, but yeah, what's up with the staph infection? Take a shower. Get a bar. Don't just go in a shower, wet yourself some water. Get some soap. Start using it, buddy.
The next one, we got to give a lot of credit to Corey Anderson, killing a contender in Johnny Walker.
I'm gonna stop you right there. No, go ahead, finish, Eric. I want to hear this.
Proving everybody wrong. Nobody gave him a chance in this fight.
No, I did.
Everybody was on the Johnny Walker hype train, which rightfully so. Johnny Walker was
a hype train. Okay. No, okay. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Corey Anderson goes in there, said prior that he's seen holes in Johnny Walker striking, saying that he eats those right hands all day, and he took it to Johnny Walker, landing that big overhand right. Continued to put the pressure on him. Johnny Walker just had no answer for it.
I'll say this, not a hype train. I still predict that guy to dethrone John Jones. I think if they run it back, Johnny Walker gets the W. That's just my personal, just one whole man's opinion. Good Lord, you saw before a punch was even thrown, his movement.
Yeah.
It was so quick. Yeah, he got a little cocky. He got hit with the big shot. And then you see in the replay, he kind of taunts him like, oh, that didn't hurt me. Guy just kept on coming at him and just stayed on him.
Yeah.
Just stayed on him. Didn't give him a chance to breathe. Hats off to the guy. But I think if they run it back, I think Johnny Walker gets the W. I think Johnny Walker needed this loss to humble himself. He was getting a little big-headed.
MMA fans really love to jump on hype trains, and then as soon as it's derailed, they want to crap all over fighters. MMA fans are notorious for that. But he still has massive potential, and I'm not going to write him off just yet. But as far as Corey Anderson goes, do you think he gets that next shot with John Jones, or does he have to prove himself a little more? Because, he got Dominic Reyes right up there knocking on the door.
Let them two fight.
I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, John Jones lately doesn't seem intent on taking a fight anytime soon, taking the counter route and just keeps talking about fights. If he's going to choose to sit out or try his hand at heavyweight, let's go ahead and have Dominic Reyes versus Corey Anderson for the interim belt. And John Jones can choose whether he wants to defend his undisputed championship or just move on. I think that's the best way to go about that. Other than that, that's our wrap-up of UFC 244. Again, a bit of a disappointing outcome in that main event, but I really want to congratulate Jorge Masvidal on a brilliant performance in there. Proving me wrong. Had one of the best answers I've seen for Nate's pressure. And like I said, I really hope to see him fight for that.
You know what? I changed my mind. I want to see a rematch because Rock, you can do better than what you were wearing tonight. If he does present the belt again, you're better than that. You're better than that.
We really thank you for watching. We'll see you for the next one.
This rematch thing, we'll see how it plays out, but I think in a lot of people's minds, if Colby Covington beats Kamaru Usman next month, it's the fight people want to see. How close of an eye are you going to be keeping on that fight?
If I have trouble sleeping, I hang out, smoke weed, and fucking pass out and eat a lot of food and stuff. I don't need to see that fight, so I won't be watching that shit. And that's just math speaking. I mean, who the fuck have they knocked out? I got more stoppages this year than them their whole fucking career combined. That's just math, though. You could look it up. Yeah, I know you guys like that.